September 10th, 2025. This is the S&P 500 E-Futures Mini on the 2000 tick chart using NinjaTrader 8. This is what the chart looked like today. Kind of a small range again. You can see it's like 65 to a low of about 65.22. So it's about about a 40-point range. Similar to yesterday. Yesterday was about a 30 to 40-point range as well. There were a few more setups I could identify today as opposed to what happened yesterday. In the pre-market, it looked like it was two legs up. This big spike up right here was at 5:30 Pacific Standard. That is the core PPI numbers, and that caused this huge, gigantic 26.5 point bar. So I don't trade this, and I don't trade the pre-market, but it looked like it was two legs up, sideways consolidation, sold off, bounced, another sideways consolidation, then it moved up on this yellow up channel. Again, another sideways consolidation. Looks like it was two legs, but also found maybe a potential bigger yellow down channel. Push up, break, two legs down, another push up. I was thinking this might actually be another range, but it didn't. I have since deleted it. It didn't quite look like, because the tops don't really fit. You only have two touches. This one doesn't quite touch. The bottom doesn't quite touch because you could have one touch, two touch confirmation. Then it kind of breaks out lower. Try to take it to the second low touch. Doesn't quite fit the third one either, so I left it alone. I was playing with a trend line coming down. Initially started before I turned it into a larger gray down channel. And then just kind of oscillated, chopped, made a few legs down, bounced back up into pretty close to, nope, it actually gapped, but it did close the gap from today's open to yesterday's close, regular market hours. But it did kind of bounce back up to kind of the pre-market low of day. So I did manage to take one trade, which is right here. Got a decent runner off of it. And there was maybe a couple other trades that I saw. And then these black arrows in parentheses are almost trades, or just something I noticed that I thought was a trade, but I couldn't justify it. So I'm going to get into trades right now. So the pre-market looked like it was two legs up. This big economic data spike up, move sideways, and on right before the open, prices sold off. So these new high, localized new high, also triple test, sold off, created first entry long. Technically, you have a second entry long with this red candle, but it's not a good signal bar. It starts moving sideways. You could find second entries, but it doesn't necessarily translate into a safe trade. So it looked like it was a new low, first entry short, second entry short, but there's nothing really here. Pushes up in this orange up channel, creates a localized new high, first entry long pullback, creates a second entry long failure. I thought it was an almost trade because, as you can see, it breaks of this purple down channel, wants to test the low, has tested the low. So it's a first entry long pullback, technically a second entry long, but I also saw it maybe as a visual, kind of a first entry long, because there is a spike here that breaks above this, but it looks like it was more like just one leg. So I kind of left it alone. Potential failed second entry long, you're going to run into, well, I didn't have this drawn as a support, but I was thinking it just broke out of this. It might run into something here, but I didn't really like it at all. EMA doesn't help at all because it's just flattening out, looking for a lower high. The doji follow through also doesn't help, and then this very neutral bar doesn't help as well. So I'm just sitting on my hands, watching and waiting. Bounces. It looks like it's oscillating in its own next, like another channel right here. Breaks out, pushes up on this green up channel. As a failed breakout, because I'm actually playing this channel right now, not this channel, but this range. Just shorten this guy up. It doesn't seem to be in play. So I'm thinking this is the, I'll just go ahead and highlight it green. I'm thinking this is the range to be playing. Technically, you have a new low, first entry short, second entry short, both not good signal bars. This is higher than this, but it doesn't really have good follow through, so there's no trade here. Pushes down, bounces. So at this point, I drew this as a one touch, two touch trend support line, and I put a temporary line up here because this is one touch, two touch, three touch, a triple test. So I thought this could be a bigger range that we're trading in, and then these sub ranges that prices might be obeying temporarily. Push down this orange down channel, break, first attempt down, and it kind of doesn't make a second attempt. It just kind of keeps running away. By the time it makes this new high, I'm not expecting a test of this low anymore because clearly there's two legs up. This one, this leg, this orange down channel isn't in play anymore. Pushes up, hits here. I'm looking for a potential fail breakout, potential setup. You have a new low, first entry short. I'm looking for a potential second entry short. I don't like the doji, so I don't have a trade ready. Looking for a break below this guy, and we don't get it, and it keeps going. So I'm not really looking for a second entry short anymore. I'm just kind of sitting on my hands trying to figure out what's going on. I drew this yellow up channel. Looks like it kind of follows pretty nicely. So it creates a new high. It's a first entry long. It looks like it's in a trading range right now. Initially, I was thinking I was playing a shortened trend channel off this red down channel, expecting a test of the low, but by the time the price action forms this, it looks like it's more just trending sideways. There's a fail breakout on this side, which is up, new high. Say first entry long, second entry long, triple test, one touch, two touch, three touch. I also saw this in new low, first entry short, pullback, second entry short, pushes up and back down. So I actually saw this as a visual first entry short. Technically, I have a second entry short right here, and you could say this is a lower high, but it's making the same highs. But I just grouped it together as a first entry short, second entry short, triple test, possible trade. Enough room to get down to the low of this trading range. EMA is starting to flatten out. Although this is a break of the green up channel, it has made two attempts to test the high. So I'm thinking there could be enough for a decent quick scalp, decent signal bar. The signal bar itself is only 8 ticks, so it might have been worth the risk. Pushes down on this this orange down channel. It's a fail breakout. Break of this orange down channel is tested the low. I'm watching, and it continues downwards. So I'm not really sure it's going to come back and reverse now. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Scoot it back. Let's get back to where I was. Starts pressing down, break, continues downward. Tighten this up a bit, okay. Looks like there was some kind of support being obeyed here. I didn't quite trust it as a channel yet, so this was transparent at the time. It's a new low, it's a first entry short, second entry short, good signal bar. I needed a break of this guy to go below, but since it didn't, I was wondering if it was still trading in this red up channel because it was a little unclear. So it's a break, test the high. Now I'm trusting this down channel resistance a little bit more because I have this support side, which confirmed 3 times. Now I have at least one touch, two touch. So it might be something worth playing. So it's a first entry short, second entry short, break, made a new high, kind of continues back down. No trade right now. Also a new low, first entry short. So I'm mainly playing this yellow, this larger yellow down channel. But as prices were forming, it looked like there's this orange down channel that also fit pretty well because it had one touch, two touch, three touch. Right now, the yellow has one touch, two touch, three touch, four touch. So I'm looking for any reasons to try to go short. This actually sets up for my first and only trade. Creates a new low. It's a first entry short, pullback. It confirms and makes a second entry short. Now, what I liked about this trade is the first break of this orange down channel. So I'm expecting a test of the low. Also, this yellow down channel, so there's an orange down channel, this yellow down channel has confirmed many times it's a fifth touch here. So it's the first touch, second, third, fourth, fifth. This isn't a good signal bar, so I wasn't sure this is going to be second entry short. You have a confirmed second entry short now. I liked it. I like that it's also potentially going to test the low of this orange, but I didn't want to take it at the close of this guy. So I actually put my order one tick below the original signal bar. So when it opened, came back up, picked me up. My stop's above this guy, flushes down, gives me the quick 1-point scalp, and I moved my runner from up here and traced it one tick behind the last bar. So I'm following my runner down all the way down to here. So far it's looking good. One tick below this guy, one tick above this guy. This moves down again, so it's one tick above this guy. Go ahead and normalize this again. There we go. One tick above this guy, one tick above this guy. Finally, when this one forms, I'm still at one tick below above this guy, excuse me. I wanted to see what this was going to do because it might have a bounce off this orange down channel because it's a break. It came back down. It hasn't touched the bottom of this yellow, so I was thinking maybe it's going to come back down and test the yellow. My runner stop was here, pushes back and takes me out. I was okay with that trade because it had a decent runner. Prices continue moving. Excuse me, I saw a new low. First entry short, pull back. Second entry short. I saw this as a potential second entry short. I saw in real time. I liked that it kind of looked like it's having struggle breaking through the yellow, but the follow through being a doji left me very cautious. Of course, you don't know that this big red bar was going to show up, but it's something I saw in real time. Didn't really have any justification to take a trade, so it's good that I skipped it, even though it would have worked. You can't I just can't take a trade based upon, this kind of a weird setup. Pushes down, kind of starts reversing. So this yellow down channel could be considered have tested the low. This orange down channel definitely has broken and tested the low. So I'm thinking both of them have potentially played out. It's starting to reverse. You have a first entry short, pull back. You have a second entry short. It's a bad signal bar. Then it pushes back out. So this red up channel has broken and tested the high. Tested the high. Looks like it might start reverse back down. So say first entry long, pull back. Technically I have a second entry long, but when I see this, I don't have an order ready because it does have a green down channel test and break and test the low, but this isn't a good signal bar. You have a confirmed second entry long here now, but in order for me to feel confident taking a trade, I want to see a higher low. Pushes up, I don't get the higher low, flushes down. I think I see a potential failed second entry long. So new high, first entry long, pull back, second entry long right here has failed. This green down channel, it has tested the low, and there was like two legs up. So it looked like it was, excuse me, one attempt, second attempt, failure, really good strong signal bar close. And it looked like it had enough momentum for a quick 1 point scout from here, at least down to here. So I thought it was a possible trade. It was, in my consideration, maybe a little more aggressive. After seeing this, I was hoping for a lower high. So it's actually first entry long pullback, second entry long pushback. In the next couple of candles, I want to see a break above this guy, hit the EMA, get rejected, and push back down with a decent close. But it never happens. It just kind of keeps going down. If you want a lower high, it kind of shows up here, but it's a little bit too far from the setup now. Pushes down. This is kind of changed. Something a little bit tighter like this. So it looks like it's a break, push down, test the low. At this point, I drew this as a trend line. It hasn't turned into quite a channel that I trusted yet. It was more like a red channel, more like this transparent guy here. Because I had one touch, two touch, three touch, and you only have one touch, really only two. So I trust the low side more than I trust the high side. So I'm watching this break of this orange down channel. It's tested the low. It looks like it's reversing. It pushes up. You don't get a first entry short till about here. Pushes up. I think I might be in this red up channel now. I'm watching closely to see what happens. Is it going to react off this red line? It might be reacting. Creates a second entry short. So it's here, by the technical count, first entry short, pullback, second entry short. Second entry short, I wasn't sure. I saw this, kind of engulfed this guy. Was weary of a potential bounce off of here because I don't quite trust this red down channel right now. Support side I do trust a little bit more, but this is starting to gain my trust because this is the third touch. Which is I'm looking for a lower high, and the lower high never shows up. It just kind of pushes down. But now I trust this red channel enough to color it in to be more aware that this might be in play. Break of this green down channel continues down. Technically, you have a new high. First entry long pullback. You have a second entry long here, but it's an inside bar. I'm not that convinced it's a good trade because you could have a break and you could expect to test the low of this channel, but you're already really close to the low of this bigger channel. So you're asking for a trade and a profit within this little area, and that just kind of feels a little sketchy. Pushes up. I saw this as a potential setup, but I didn't really like it. It's a new low. First entry short pullback. Potential second entry short. It follows through here, but I call it an almost trade because there's a break of this orange up channel. one attempt up. I'm thinking it could come back down, make a second attempt up to test the high, because for all intents, prices might have been considered to have tested this low, even though it fell short, and it could be reversing its way back up to here. So it could be one leg pull back, a second orange leg going back up. So it kind of gave me a little bit of caution, pushes down, but it does give you this lower high. This lower high confirms the second entry short, moved one tick above, flushed really strongly back down. And I like that it was EMA is starting to reject prices. Now, taking this trade, because this is a 3.25, 3.2, a 13 tick candle, I think it would have been safer to take it on the entry right as it broke below this, but it feels dicey. I'd be weary of taking an entry after the close because it already pushed this far. There is momentum, but potentially might hit some kind of support here. So I'd be just more careful. Definitely more of an aggressive trade. Prices continue moving down. Looks like a new low. First entry short. Technical count is a second entry short, but I saw it more as a first entry short. Just one leg so far. EMA is starting to act as resistance. Pushes down. No real trade setup. But this channel looks pretty good right now. There's a failed break here, or potential failed breakout. Pushes down. It tries to make it back in, but it couldn't. Continues downward. Hits a double bottom. Starts reversing back up and in. Looks like it's moving up this green up channel. It creates this new high, first entry long pullback. I saw this in real time because I was thinking, is it a first entry short, second entry short? But this and this are both inside bars to this. Granted, all three of these bars are bearish, even though they're green, they're bearish. I just didn't really know what I was looking at to trust the trade because I was thinking, could the green up channel break and test the high? Or is this a potential failure of prices trying to get back into this bigger gray down channel? So although I saw this, the follow through wasn't really that good. Flushes down, you don't know that's going to do that. Bounces, and it creates this second entry long triple test. So it's a new high, first entry long pullback, second entry long. I also saw this as like one attempt down, pullback, second attempt right here, made a third attempt with a new low, broke up, kind of pushes. It looks like it might be moving back in because it looks like it's two legs down. One leg pullback, second leg, bouncing off some kind of support here, possible push back up. But in my opinion, even though it's like possible push, first entry long, second entry long, I don't feel confident enough. I was looking for a higher low, but this might have been a possible trade if you're a little bit more, a little bit more aggressive. And there is enough room for 1 point scalp before you potentially hit this previous support, which may now act as resistance, which is up. I'm thinking I'm in a range now. It's only a first entry short. Technically, I have a second entry short. It's a doji. I wasn't too big a fan of this. Presses down, break of the orange down channel, tests the low, starts reversing, first entry short. Technically, I have a second entry short. It's a bad signal bar. The follow through confirms, but I'm not sure how to play this because it's a first entry short, second entry short. I'm definitely not going to take it here now because it's already pressing toward the low, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to take it as a long. But it continues pushing through and down. Starts reversing as new low, first entry short. Technically, you have a second entry short here, but this isn't a good signal bar. You get a confirmed second entry short here, but I'm not sure if the EMA is going to hold. So I want, in this case, a confirmation lower high. Plus, I think my signal bar, not my signal bar, my channel is looking something closer to this. The follow through isn't convincing because they just have candles side by side. So I'm just sitting on my hands now. Again, another bigger candle. Now notice this red one engulfs this guy. This guy doesn't quite engulf this guy, but it's about the same size. And then this red one again engulfs all three. So it's just very congested right now. You're just seeing piano keys. Pushes down, and then it starts reversing back up. But this is also entering the last 30 minutes of the day. So there's kind of a no more trade rule. After that, it's just like be happy with whatever profit you got, or just taking a no trade day because you don't want to try to make something happen in the last 30 minutes. Pushes up in this orange up channel break, tests the high, kind of gets choppy. You do have a second entry long here, but it's not a good signal bar. Just kind of far away from everything. Prices are just kind of moving into the close. You don't have very much time left to try to make something happen. So definitely not a risk worth taking, especially on this mediocre setup. Pushes up, hits the top of this gray down channel support. So I'm really liking that this is acting as support. Unfortunately, it's already too late. Kind of pushes back down, looks like it's holding, and it pushes into the close. So if this was more toward the middle of the day, you could probably continue to find trades and trust this as a resistance because it's acted pretty well up until, well, all the way into the close. And as you can see, prices are still moving because it's still in the after hours. But overall, it was kind of an interesting day. A little bit more setups I could find, at least I feel like I could identify, than what happened yesterday. Because yesterday was just kind of a mess. And today was a little easier to read, in my opinion. But I didn't take advantage of everything. I was happy with my one trade, getting profitable and just, leaving it at that and not trying to press my luck. So hopefully that was helpful.